welcome to Making Mindfulness Fun. On this channel, I make them laugh a lot. Today, we are talking about signs and symptoms of a blocked throat chakra. Now, throat chakra, we're laughing, it's fun to say, Vishuddha. So if you saw the last video of signs and symptoms of a blocked heart chakra, you'll know that we finally remembered to share with you our amazing chakra healing workbook, where we take you through each chakra and show you in the workbook signs and symptoms, path to growth, how you'll feel when it's balanced. There's some journal prompts, if I can turn the page. There's mantras, there's recipes, there's yoga poses. Everything you want to know about the chakras is here. But for today, in this video, we are going to specifically tell you signs and symptoms of a blocked throat chakra and some things that you can do to help that.
So if this is your first time to our channel, I'm Gabby.
I'm Isabel. I'm Robin.
Here at Making Mindfulness Fun, we help you on your journey to higher consciousness so you can experience more joy, love, and emotional liberation.
If this is your first time to our channel, though, please make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on those post notifications because we put out a video every single day on chakras, enneagram, you name it, so that you can make your mindfulness practice more fun.
Now, a lot of times in these blocked chakras, we talk about having a deficiency, but I'm going to start off by talking when there is an imbalance and you're overusing your throat chakra, because I think that's really common today, especially based on certain personality types, or if you're holding on to a lot of trauma, or you have an excessively blocked heart chakra. It's really easy to have an overactive throat chakra where you're constantly talking and you're not spending enough time listening. And you've probably been around a person like that is just like, me, I did this. And they're always telling their story. Maybe they're always repeating their story. And that is a sign and symptom of a blocked throat chakra.
Yeah, and actually I want to mention on that as well, in a physical way this can show up, is that if you literally have trouble hearing, or if you know someone who has trouble hearing, it could do with signs of, it could be a blocked throat chakra because they don't know how to listen. But another thing I wanted to talk about that's a sign and symptom of a blocked throat chakra is more of a mental aspect that I think is very popular among especially Enneagram 9s and a few others, but especially Enneagram 9s, is feeling you're unable to express your needs. So that has to do mostly with having a lack of third eye and heart chakra balance, of feeling like you're valued and you know what you want. But if you have a blocked throat chakra, you're gonna have trouble feeling like you can establish your needs, or speak up for what you need, or speak up for what you want. You feel like you don't deserve to get to speak up, and that can leave you just feeling unsatisfied and tired and not being able to express yourself. I think this was really huge for me as a 9, and especially as I learned about the chakras, was that I didn't realize I did this when I was younger. Not now, I'm so much more open in my throat chakra, but back then I didn't realize how much I would just quiet my needs because I didn't realize my throat chakra energy and I didn't balance it with my heart and throat.
Yeah, another symptom of a blocked throat chakra would be if you have chronic jaw pain or teeth grinding, and I have definitely experienced this personally. Now, granted, sometimes physical manifestations are not always an emotional association. Sometimes it can be something in our physical reality, but there is a chance that if you experience chronic jaw pain or chronic teeth grinding, that is coming from a throat chakra blockage. And the reason this manifests this way is usually because throat chakra is not only our verbal expression, but it's the expression of who we are. And a lot of times, if we're repressing a certain aspect of ourselves, a certain version of ourselves that we want to express, but we don't feel like we're allowed to, then we tend to have this tied up, and it starts becoming repressed, and it ends up in this jaw area. It's highly associated with the throat in its proximity.
So I encourage you to really think about how much you express yourself and how much you listen, because these girls, I can't help but smile so big when I'm listening to them talk, because neither one of them had such a confident throat chakra a couple years ago. And it's been really amazing as a mom to see them step into their throat chakra and be able to express themselves authentically. Like, it looks like, oh, you guys are so confident on camera. This must just come so easy to you. But it's something that we've worked on very long and very hard, out of a pure space, like Isabel said, is aligning that heart chakra and third eye. It's so important. And to value yourself, like we talked about in the heart chakra, like practice forgiveness, forgive your past, forgive your friends who may not have understood your value. have that third eye to be able to see your worth and the vision for how you're going to contribute that self-worth to the world. It's really an amazing thing. The throat chakra is a great gauge for us to the other chakras. If we can find balance there, not to say that I always have balance, I tend to go on the excessive side, and I have to reel it back in and close off my throat chakra. I don't have to express every single thing. But it's a really valuable tool to use, and I think it really helps trigger us a lot of those others. You're working progress to the other chakras if
when
that throat chakra.
The third chakra is the manifestation chakra. Now you would think maybe the solar plexus chakra, but we have to speak into reality what we wish to have in our lives, what we really desire.
Yeah, I love that aspect of the throat chakra, especially because it's so powerful. So how do you heal your throat chakra? So we're going to give you a few ways that you can heal your throat chakra if you see signs and symptoms of it being blocked. But the way I'm going to personally recommend is creative self-expression. And this might seem a little bit of a silly inner child one, but that's what I'm here for. I tell you guys all the silly ones to do, like dance parties. But creative self-expression, genuinely, I believe, will help you open your throat chakra. So maybe that's not suddenly getting into singing and playing music, but maybe it is. So what is a way that you can creatively practice self-expression? Something I have a lot of my students do too is write poems. Maybe you write, maybe you sing, maybe you play an instrument, whatever makes you feel like you're creatively expressing yourself and using your vocals.
Yeah, another one that I would encourage, and it's kind of built off of that one, would be to express yourself, but express yourself in the way that you truly want to in writing. And the way I would recommend you do this would be to write a letter to yourself, and write a letter to maybe someone you love and someone you have a conflict with in your life, and write a letter that no one's ever going to see, but write a letter to yourself, to someone you have a conflict with and someone you love, expressing yourself as you truly wish you would be able to, this ideal version of yourself that you want to be able to express but you can't quite get yourself to in reality. Of course, ideally, when we work through this throat chakra healing, eventually we will have the throat chakra skill set to be able to communicate what we really want to ourselves, to our loved ones, and to those that we have difficulties with. But the first step is to communicate it in writing, express it in writing, or even express it verbally to yourself where no one is hearing you per se.
So to wrap it up, my third one is start with the end in mind. Now, I talk about this in my homeschool course, but I talk about it in a lot of different areas, but it's really how I've raised my kids. When I started and they were born, I knew that, like, today I sat back and thought, like, this was it. This was what I spent the last 20 years hoping my life would look like. Well, having that third eye vision doesn't come naturally to everyone. And we're going to talk about third eye blockages tomorrow, but third eye is like, you can see what the end result's going to be. The more you can script out what the goal is, what you want your future to look like, then it's easier for you to step back and be like, okay, how do I communicate that need? Or how do I stop demanding all these other things out of my life, or saying yes to so many things that add too much on my plate that I can't truly work towards that end result that I really want. So start with the end in mind, and then it'll be much easier to tap into your throat chakra because you will know the balance that you're seeking.
Yeah. So if you're really into the chakras and you've been loving this series so far, I highly recommend that you check out our course, Power, Passion, and Productivity, where we take you through a whole 1 week through each of the chakras. Each day is dedicated to each chakra, including the throat chakra. And this course will help you heal all your chakras using fun exercises, activations, meditations, you name it. It's got it all in there. The link is in the description below. If you're not a course person though, then just get the workbook, because everything we cover in the course is simplified into the workbook, and we link that below, and you might enjoy that more. Do you have anything else you guys want to add?
I think that's good.
All right, so leave a comment below if you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for our Ajna third eye signs of blockages video.